Devil in a red dress. Call 911, I'm a killer. You know I hate to confess. Bang, bang, got my hand on the trigger. The devil in a red dress. Call 911, I'm a killer. You know I hate to confess. Bang, bang, got my hand, bang, got my hand.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you so much for your patience. Man, we have kind of a very interesting topic tonight. It's funny because it's actually been a topic on a few live streams. Some of them were just kind of conjecture, just kind of talking about our personal opinions and beliefs. And look, constantly the topic every time it's come up, it's been like, hey, no matter what your thought is on the Sig 320, like for me personally, the perceived reward is not worth the risk, right? Like there's nothing about the Sig 320, even like y'all know I'm a total Glock simp, right? Love Glocks. Carrying one right now. Absolutely love them. If and I've mentioned this too, if Gen 6 came out and it was a total flop and they just started, there were reports of them going off all over the place, I'd be like, you know what? The juice probably isn't worth the squeeze. I'm not going to run them things and then, go right back to what I used to run. Gen, basically anything 1 through 5. But yeah, I mean, look, every time this has come up, we said the same thing. Because of the potential catastrophic results of like if something does go wrong, and we give it the credit that it's due too. Like every time we've talked about the Sig 320, there were like 4.7 million different combinations of angles and impacts and this and that where the firearm would not discharge, right? In most cases you're probably good, but the way that it's designed, it seems, and you know what? I'm sorry, I'm just jumping right into it. We'll get a little bit more into it, but the thing that we're gonna go over, and actually, it's funny. Yeah, Tim Harper, I did. I got your message, and that was from last Tuesday, by the way, not 2 weeks ago. But yeah, I had to wait until I had everyone's info. My brain works differently, and I had to have everything going out at the same time. That's my bad. But yeah, everything's going out. I think actually, or no, everything will be picked up tomorrow, but I have everything packed up ready to go. My apologies for the delay. It was in addition to all the typical orders and stuff that I got to get through, putting in all the manual orders, getting all the info from from everyone and all that. And then I'm actually doing some custom stuff for Drewski. And Yeah, so yeah, I just been a little sidetracked, so my apologies. But yeah, everything's going on, and then also the um you know giveaway stuff, waffle stuff, it's just taking a little bit of a sidetrack. But you guys are all gravy. It's going to be to you quickly. But let's go ahead and get into it. First, what we'll do is we'll do the intro, welcome everybody, because the channel members, like you guys, are the number one support. Nearly 90% of the support on this channel comes directly from the channel members. So I want to make sure we show some love and just say thank you. So usually we take the next 10 minutes or so welcoming all of our channel members and showing them love. But yeah, we do have the memorandum. Apparently, the memorandum, the gutter cheese says that they're banning people from subreddits. This is so funny. So if anyone shows the memorandum, according to gutter cheese, says looks like anyone who posts the memorandum on Sig's Reddit is getting instantly banned. Now, look, you guys know how Reddit is, right? It's a bunch of just random strangers, and they changed their whole moderator thing to where honestly it doesn't even matter if you're inactive for like a matter of days. It might even be like something crazy, like a few days. Now they changed it recently. Then whatever moderator has been active more recently than you can you. So there were like so let's say the Polymer 80 Reddit, for an example, and I may have that slightly wrong, but just bear with me. In general, there were people that had been in the Polymer 80 Reddit for years and years and years, and like went on vacation and came back and were literally removed from the group, banned. But it's like a power move, basically. So I could absolutely see Sig stacking the deck against everyone else and putting their people, or I'm just saying, look, I could see them doing that to make sure that they can control the narrative. Like, this is a big deal. If it comes out in the end that Sig, because they're doing everything they can do to try to eliminate as much liability as possible, if in the end it comes out that they are the ones responsible for this, of course, I think you guys know kind of where I stand on that, right? But so many people are out there like, this is not Sig's fault. This is the individuals. This is the people. This is Safariland holsters. This is Alien Gear holsters. This is keys. This is that. No one is like, can we just get a little bit of accountability? Can we get a little bit of responsibility? Like, well, actually, no, we can't, because if we do, then they become liable for all the other lawsuits. And by the way, everything that I'm sharing is alleged. They're all allegations. And also, I'm just sharing my personal opinion based on information that I've received. So we are actually going to pull up this memorandum tonight. We're going to pull up a write-up on, and I'm actually going to show you guys using a Safariland holster with a QLS fork exactly what happened, and what tragically ended in a sucking chest wound and an airman passing away. Man, like what so we'll get into that. And I want to thank Frag Out, man. Frag Out Firearms was obviously, dude, Frag Out, big friend of the channel. If I could grab the Frag Out stuff that I have right here, I would love to show you guys, but I can't handle those things on YouTube. But yeah, dude, man, Frag Out, he was the first person that sent the I guess it's a memorandum, something along those lines. And it is literally from, and we're going to pull it up and review it here. But here, look, I think it's important that we talk about truth here, right? And we get as close to, accurate truth as possible. So we're going to start the show today with something that is grounded, rooted in truth, and just as accurate as possible.
Who was born in America? Who went to P. Diddy freak-offs? Who hates white people the most? Who gives better head? Who has STD? Who drowned the chef? Who hates America? Who has a bigger penis?
Okay, that's good. Okay, I don't care who you are, all right, regardless of your feelings. Well, if you're here, I likely have a general idea, but that's good. Whoever took the time to make that, thank you. That was beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So I'll be bringing that thing in every opportunity that I can. Oh, it's great. Anyway, it's the hair triggers. It's not, but it was originally blamed on the trigger, and actually there was some logic to that. There was in the original 320s that were modeled after the Sig 250s, they did have a voluntary upgrade, aka a mandatory recall, that they will never call a mandatory recall, which the trigger, the weight of the trigger was changed. However, it wasn't the weight of the trigger pull, it was the actual physical weight of the trigger, because they had learned that the sheer weight of that large trigger with the striker fire design, it would actually, because of the weight and the inertia, if dropped, it could literally pull the trigger and discharge the firearm. Now, of course, you could do some type of safety, like if there were only some type of safety on the trigger, like in the center, like a blade that would physically stop the trigger from being pressed. I think there's other companies doing that. Either way, that would be a great idea, amongst other things, like actual, like physical, like cylindrical steel stopping the firing pin from striking the primer. That would be good too. But hey, I mean, we're not here to, wag our finger and tell them what they should have done. Anyway, sorry, we'll get into it. We'll pull up the memorandum, and before we do, we got to show the love and get it popping. Okay, so Rich was supposed to come on with me tonight, but he hasn't responded. I think he literally crashed. And I'll be real, dude, I was about to crash too. Okay, I got the little one this week. I'm, single dadding it for 10 days, and it starts to catch up on you after a little bit. But anyway, we're going to greet all of our channel members. If you're here for the first time, welcome. I appreciate you. I don't believe you, because YouTube does not share this content with new people. They just don't do it. But if you are here for the first time, welcome. And yeah, stick around. I encourage you, stick around, hang out in the chat, say what's up to all the folks. And you know what? You might get some value out of the show tonight. And if you do, I'd encourage you to stick around, come back, maybe even subscribe if you feel like you've received that much value. And yeah, we'll jump into it. So if you don't know, I'm Dark with DLD After Dark. We do a live show every Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, usually around 10:30 Eastern, but lately, it's been running a little late, not gonna lie. And every Tuesday and Thursday is on YouTube, and then every Saturday is on Bumble with an R. The green place, as we like to call it. So check that out. Now, I believe probably starting next week, I'm in talks with Rumble now. We're probably going to go to simulcasting every show. So Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, we're probably going to go to simulcasting on both YouTube and Rumble. And if we do that, that'd be pretty dope because it's there's a pretty big community of people over there that literally will not come on YouTube anymore, like straight up, period. So that'd be good. It would kind of expand our audience and help with growth. And then also we'll keep doing our Saturday Rumble shows there. That won't change. So, but anyway, this channel is all about freedom, liberty, independence, firearms, guns, equipment, being a prepared citizen in general, talking about everything from guns, God, gear. That's not bad. Guns, God, gear. God, guns, gear. Probably God, guns, gear. I think that's probably a little bit more appropriate. Everything from just like current events, what the going ons of the world, and stuff like this when it pops up. And yes, I did reuse that thumbnail because, man, I love just the stupid look on the 320's face in that picture. I'm sorry. I know it's bad, but usually, the only thumbnail I'll reuse is the armory one because it's like, the after hours armory kind of vibe. Yeah, this one was just too good. I had to reuse it. So yeah, now everyone else waiting from since this past Tuesday for the waffle, the blades. There was a whole bunch of stuff that we got going out. So thank you guys for your patience. If you are looking for ways to support the channel, if you build guns, you got to shop at dldhardware.com. That's where all the magic happens. If you're looking for anything from jigs to tools to parts to with a whole bunch of stuff, so check it out. All of our merch is there too. So if you're looking for stuff with like horizontal ATF agents, that's where you're going to find it. Man, I got to show this real quick. Hold on. Because the homies out there are coming at your boy for some custom stuff, I will show this real quick. Colt 9mm SMG. Okay. And then the other side says, naturally, sorry, I got a little driplet of water on there. F the ATF. I'm just saying, look at that. Boom, boom. What do you think about that right there? And honestly, the other ones, check these out. Bro, dude, it looks like a straight up PMag. It's kind of crazy, dude. Like, I mean, that just looks like a straight up PMag that melted in there. And then, of course, tax this fat boy. And then, are those level 4 plates? Dude, it's great. I know. Anyway, all right. Well, I just had to show that off real quick, then we'll get started. I got stuff falling all over the place. My bad. All right. Okay, let me get me a beer, then we'll get started.
Hold on a sec. I'm going to get me a beer.
Never gets old. Okay. Yeah, so if you're here for the first time, welcome. It would be great if you receive enough value to the point that you may subscribe. That'd be awesome. Engage in chat. We have a bunch of awesome people over here. If you're watching on mobile, it's going to be people right below right here. And yeah, come through, hang out. You may like what you see. You may not. If you don't, I encourage you to leave and never come back and never see me again. And I'll just be hurt over here. Anyway, let's jump into it. Like I said, the nearly 90% of our support comes directly from our channel members, and the channel support comes from, like I said, if you build guns, shopping at dldhardware.com. But then also, if you may not know, we started our own knife company, and that is definitionknives.com. We have a bunch of super dope product. Check it out. And these are, dude, honestly, for the price, this is excellent cutlery for a super good price. And everything is under $100. All of these that I'm showing here are all $59 to $79. All of them are D2 tool steel, excuse me, or 8CR13 MOV steel. we got like the blue hardware. We have, OD green, black. The Copilot, this is the most popular. This is the only one that keeps selling out. The Copilot is, look at that bayonet swedge. It's just a beautiful high polished blade. Anyway, yeah, lots of super dope stuff. So check it out, definitionknives.com. That is our knife company. And let's greet all of our channel members, and then we'll go ahead and get started. So first in the chat tonight was 717 Rider. Brother, great to see you. Appreciate you and your channel membership, sir. We could do a crisp high five. Appreciate you, brother. Let's see who else we got. We got Zanti Misfit in the building. Thank you so much for coming in and hanging out. Also a channel member. And also, I did get your emails too. Appreciate you, brother. Senor Bob, brother, great to see you. Also a channel member. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. R.I.P. Ozzy. Did Ozzy Osbourne pass away? Are you serious? Am I just totally disconnected from, what's going on in the world? Oh dang, there's a bunch. Oh, there he is. Rich, did you want to come in? Yo, Frag Out, I gave you a great shout out earlier, just saying that Frag Out was the first one to share this info with me. And he shared the docs. He shared the docs. Got a cheese, brother. Great to see you. Also a channel member. Appreciate you guys. And for the folks that are just coming in here, what we're doing is we take, the next 10 minutes or so, just greeting all of our channel members, because would you believe it that nearly 90% of the support comes directly from our channel members? Could you imagine that YouTube isn't directly supporting my channel about freedom, liberty, independence, guns, God, and gear? Oh my goodness, I know. Crazy. Let's see, Zanti Misfit, Senor Boob, Drew, brother Drewski, great to see you. Also a channel member and a moderator. He got that bump up. Let's see, got a cheese, Drewski, Zanti 717. Apparently they're banning folks from the subreddit. That's too funny. Mike McClune, the Goon, brother, great to see you. Also a channel member and a moderator as well. Oh, and I did see that picture, by the way, the D's nuts. That's awesome. Have you guys seen the FRTs for Glocks too, by the way? Like, I kind of thought it was like gimmicky until I saw one run. And I was like, I may want to check one of those out. So there's actually a company, I think it was Serpico. If anyone's got any connections with those companies, I would love to get connected with them, because I have a few Glocks. You do need to make some changes. You literally need to like cut the elbow off the connector. You got to file a piece of steel that you literally put on a post on the 4mm pin in there, and that trips on the barrel. And there's a whole lot of stuff going on in there. But I saw this dude, and I think his channel was called Forced to Reset, and I was like, that's creative, right? So clearly, like, almost everything that he posts is about force resets, binaries, and stuff. And I'm a binary kind of guy. I might have an FRT or two, but dude, my binary, I can run that thing like literally almost as fast as the FRT, straight up. Dang, I saw the safety doc. What? No way, I haven't seen him in like 3 years, bro. Dang, good to see you, man. Anyway, so yeah, I think that was the first place that I saw it. I saw like a bunch of 3D printed ones, and I was like, yeah, those got a shelf life, right? Love 3D printing, love 3D printed stuff. That's awesome. That's dope. And I know that if you're running that on, 40,000 PSI 10,000 times, you're going to have some issues, especially when you're talking about stuff that goes burnt, right? So, or that's, in the system closer to the combustion. So it's just, considerations. That's all. And then this company, Serpico, came out with this steel and aluminum setup. And I was like, that's a little bit more, my speed. And then you got to kind of tune it a little bit. You got to file it. You got to cut it. Anyway, it definitely looks dope. And if you guys hadn't seen it, bro, this dude has a Gen 1 17. And it's funny because when he shoots it, he like teacups it, right? Like You could, I mean, dude is just, he's a little funny. I'm sorry, but my guy, I appreciate what you're doing with your channel, Forced to Reset, but you would have so much more control over the pistol if you held it appropriately. Anyway, my bad. I'm talking smack. So, oh, my bad, Rich. Did you want to come on, Rich? I'm sure that would do so much to keep me on track. Anyway, so that FRT, he had 17 rounds in that thing, and it was just like done. I mean, it, yeah. So I'm definitely interested in that. FRTs are interesting to me. Even though I love my binaries, FRTs are definitely where it's at. Let's see, get a cheese. We said what's up to get a cheese. Have you printed a GAT today? Love it. Zanti Misfit, Drewski, Jovac, brother, great to see you. Jovac probably has read many memos like the one we're going to be showing tonight with his time in the military. Let's see, Drewski, Zanti, let me see. I just want to make sure we're not missing Chanamembas here. And then we'll go ahead and get started. I know everyone's upset. I know. Sorry, guys. The sheer volume that I'm dealing with is difficult. Even though volume is down, it's still been difficult to get everything out. Partly it's because of the delay of having to go back through and basically audit all the orders. I think I pretty much have it down pat now, but then I found one today that was not showcasing correctly. Anyway, let's see, 717, Zanti, Fluffy Bunny Arsenal, brother, great to see you also with Chinamemba. Appreciate you. Let's see, Zanti, Fluffy Bunny. We're just getting through welcoming all of our channel members, and we're going to go ahead and get started, y'all. Let's see, perfect timing. Yes, sir. Drewski, lifetime channel member. Fluffy, let's see, Zanti, Sig 320 again, like Epstein. I know, right? Let's see, Zanti, Fluffy Bunny. Dang, am I that far behind? Let's see. Don't squeeze. Marconi, brother, great to see you. Yo, check out Marconi stuff, man. Marconi has some nasty glizzy slides and barrels. We got a bunch of companies that we have on here that are, I would call them friends. But man, for what you get, dude. So right now I'm carrying a setup with a Radian, Radian Afterburner, the Radian RMR guard and all that stuff. For what you get basically a massive chunk port like a Radian in a slide and barrel combo for less than the cost of a Radian barrel. I mean, he's got some nasty stuff. And if you use code DARK, you save money. I don't get anything from it. I'm just saying I'm trying to help out the homies. Also, like Stifler Manufacturing and Shogun. We got all these guys that do Glock stuff, and they all do it very, very well. So show them some love. Let's see. Interrupting Rich. Yes, sir. Zanti Misfit. Hey, Gord, brother. Great to see you. I'm sorry, Gord. Great to see you. Frag Out is such a pimp. I know, right? Let's see. Zanti, Gord, Fluffy Bunny. Let's see. Fluffy Bunny. Zanti. Where is it? Oh, dang it. My chat just refreshed. Hold up. Let's see. Zanti, Fluffy. Did I miss? Let me go back. Gord, Marconi. No, we're good. We're back on track. Okay, Fluffy, Lifetime, Chanamemba, Drewski, Marconi, Zanti Misfit, Marconi. Let's see, Fluffy Bunny. And we will be at Goals. We will have our booth, Definition Knives. We'll be rocking our booth at Goals with Fat Tech. We'll have a whole grip load of knives out there and more. So yeah, I'm super pumped about that. So if you guys don't know what Goals is the Gun Owners of America Leadership Summit, and it's going to be fire. So if you can go there, it is in Knoxville, Tennessee, and it's going to be the 7th through the 11th, something like that. Yeah, something like that. So check it out. You mean Bumble with an R? Yeah. You mean Bumble with a B, don't you? I know. Let's see. Marconi's Anti Fluffy Bunny, Drewski, the Green Place, the Brumble. I know it. Usually, like I say it a couple times, but after a few minutes, I don't pay it any attention. You know, I'll say it. Rumble, rumble. Let's get ready to rumble. I know. Like at some point, dude. Like I didn't monetize the stream tonight, dude. I know. I know what time it is with YouTube. I've been doing this for over 5 years now, so I know exactly where they're going to place this live stream, and I know exactly where they're going to, what their plan would have been should I have monetized it. Now, the purpose of monetizing it is to push it out to more people, right? But they're probably going to slap their own ads on it anyway. So, Flip's desk. I know, dude. Frag out, man. He shot me a message and was like, dude, I don't mean to be like petty, but I'm probably never going to buy another Sig product again ever, regardless of what it is. Don't care. And dude, I feel you. I'm down to just a handful of other Sig products. I still got, what is that? M17, and a 320 and a MUP and the Sig 556 SBR, and I got a bunch of Sig stuff, man. I don't dislike Sig. I dislike what's happening with Sig. Totally different situation, right? It's like I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. I'm just kidding. All right, let's see. Zanti Steve Woo, brother. Great to see you also with Chena member. Appreciate you guys. DLD QVC early. Well, I gotta let them know. Fluffy, Steve Whoop, let's see. Flying Rich, brother, also a channel member and a moderator. And check out his channel as well. He has a couple channels, Flying Rich, and then also Flying Rich Firearms. Let's see. Flying Rich, Marconi, Zanti, Steve Whoop. So we see. Yeah, Ozzy Pass, man. That's terrible, dude. Oh, man. That's crazy, bro. My bad. I'll get distracted all night if I keep going. I'm just gonna go through chat, hit the channel members, and then we'll get it moving. Hey, it's a Luigi, brother. Great to see you, man. Good to see you. It's great to see like the homeboys from back in the day like pop up in chat here and there, and just knowing that that you're still here, just kind of hearing you breathe back in the distance. You know, I'm just kidding. Great to see you though, brother. Hope you're well. Let's see, Flying Rich. Excuse me, guys. Man, another time I just need to go get me a beer.
Hold on a sec. I'm going to get me a beer.
Like I said earlier, here we deal in truth and in truth alone. And if you guys hadn't seen it, we're going to start with this tonight.
Who was born in America? Who went to P. Diddy freak-offs? Who hates white people the most? Who gives better head? Who has STD? Who drowned the chef? Who hates America? Who has a bigger penis?
Dude, you know, regardless of how funny that is, just looking at how much of a little shivering biatch he is about, like, you know, do I point at her? Do I point at me? I don't want her to get mad. Her, I'm sorry, forgive me, him. I don't want him to get mad. You know, it's like, dude, you're such a little beehole whipped. Anyway, sorry. It's a Luigi 717 Rider, Steve Whoopi, Jovakuski, Pew Tang, brother, great to see you. 2 confirmed friendly fire casualties for the M18. It indies today. Yeah, I typed in it continues today. Crazy, bro. Crazy. We're gonna pull up the documents here in just a sec. Senor Bob, we said what's up to you, but great to see you as well. Appreciate you. I saw you dropped a BRB earlier, like it's 2005. Love that, by the way. Excuse me. So I just want to make sure you felt the love. So, Senor Bob, great to see you. Flying Rich. Let's see, Senor Bob. There he is. Stifler Manufacturing, brother. Great to see you. Also, another person I mentioned earlier that does great work with the Glizzy slides. Check it out. Again, I don't get anything right from any of these companies that I'm talking to you guys about. I don't get anything. Actually, DLD Hardware and Definition Knives, I own those companies, so I do get. I benefit from that. But when I tell you guys about Marconi and Stifler and all that, that's just to help the homies out. But yes, if you use code DARK, then you actually receive a discount. So check that out. And he's got some dope stuff. So check out the website. Also, I dropped that. If you guys were on the Rumble show, dude, I dropped that Shogun trigger shoe on the Gen 5 performance trigger on the 45 of the Radiant. Oh my goodness. First off, it looks flawless. Okay. Secondly, it totally changes the geometry, the angle, which is the same thing, but you know what I mean? It's got a different break now. Man, I'm loving that thing. So kudos to Shogun, man. He's doing some dope stuff. So I'm here a bit late. Forget. Yeah, no, you're good, brother. I was late too. Don't feel bad. Let's see. Is it Luigi? Gord, dang, member for 25 months. I'm stoked for goals this year. Yes, sir, man, dude. It's gonna be one for the books for sure. It's gonna be one for the books. Yeah, I'm gonna have to process Ozzy passing away later because that's a lot to take right now. Man, that's crazy. Live this video. I think you meant like this video, which in that case I appreciate you dropping that. Thank you. Yeah, and Rich, I know you said you were getting in your pink jammies and going night night, but if you do want to Obamacare, if you do want to jump in, you're welcome to. Hey, Kurt 24, the producer of the show, brother. Great to see you, man. Appreciate you coming through. Let's see. Did I miss anything? Well, that's weird. That doesn't really make sense. Hold on. So I don't see anything before, but I see. Never mind. So YouTube only shows me top chat. So if I missed something from you guys, just feel free to type it again or something. Let's see. Stifler Manufacturing, Drewski, Kurt 24. Boom. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and jump into it. So first off, like I said, Frag Out was the one that sent me this information first. Now, a few hours after Frag Out sent this, I got like bombarded by half a dozen people. I get about 6 people sending me the info, like all about the same time. So it's kind of one of those things where, like, when stuff like this drops on the internet, it's like a roller coaster, right? It takes a little bit of time kind of going up the the incline, and then it starts to crest over the hill. It doesn't really catch up the momentum yet, and then as it goes over the hill, it's until it's kind of going out there a little bit. Some people are hearing about it, and then as the last car goes over, it just goes crazy. And anything about the Sig 320 at all right now is just blowing up. And look, I personally, I hate the whole clout chasing. I hate the whole, like, I don't want to be like the person that is like, oh, I could use this to get some clout and get subscribers and to make money, I don't like that at all, right? But it's the difficult thing for me that I can't understand is that if you have something, and that something is, if there's even a relatively reasonable amount of claims that they might be going off on their own. Okay. What's reasonable? I don't know, a dozen, 2 dozen, 3 dozen. What about more than 400? I mean, that's reasonable, right? Well, against what amount? I don't know, like against like what was it, 4 million or whatever. I'll take those odds. For me personally, that's just not good enough. The reward is not worth the risk, right? The gun's got to get shelved, and personally, my 320s have been shelved because it's just not worth the risk. Frag Out Design Studios, Sig's collab with tattoo artist is a double kick in the nuts for me too. Have you seen that slop? No, absolutely not. I'm sorry. Sig Sauer is collaborating Dude, Rich, I didn't hear back from you. I thought you crashed, bro. Hold on one second. I literally mentioned that earlier. If you didn't see it, I was like, yeah, Rich was gonna come on with me, but he didn't get back to me. Hold up, let me shoot this over to Rich. Twitter. All right, I'll have to pull it up. Give me a sec. So he says Sig's collab with tattoo artist is a double kick in the nuts for me too. So I'll pull that up in actually just a sec. Thank you for the super chat, by the way. And what I was getting to with all this stuff was that Frag Out was the first one that shot me the info. But if you've not seen Frag Out's work, dude, his stuff is just like. Let me see if I can. Oh, it's blocking the screen beautifully. Okay, so let me see. Let's see, because of course, there are rules about things, and you don't handle things here. But pieces of pipe, you can absolutely handle pipe, and if you handle pipe, then oof, look at that. Dude, this work is incredible, and that's the Glizzy Slizzy. And man, if you could see it up close, dude, it is gorgeous. If you haven't seen me rocking it on IG, on Rumble streams, and all that, it is just drop dead gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. Oh, did you send it to me? Nice. Hold on, let me pull it up. Anyway, he does incredible stuff. So check his work out, man. We need to support the homies. Oh, that's weird. Oh, I think I just broke a recoil spring. How do I break an OEM recoil spring, bro? I mean, better that it breaks at home unloaded when I don't need the gun. I'm just going to fit it up in there and then make it work. We can make it work. Interesting. It was me. It wasn't you. Okay, my bad. All right, I'm back. So let me see what he's talking about here. So frag out shot. No. A seamless combination of skilled artistry and Sig Sauer technology. This exclusive custom design slide from Gian Girly is only one of 200 made. Okay, so they just took a Sig 320 and put some engravings on it. That seems similar to someone I know. Honestly, it doesn't even look that impressive. Is that bad for me to say? Live free or die. I mean, I do love that saying, "Live free or die," but yeah, that's it's not very good. Is that bad of me to say? See, I'm switching to something without a manual safety, regardless of. See, here's the thing, though. Okay, the manual safety doesn't do anything when the internal components are trash, right? When the risk of the I don't even want to call it a UD. I know we've talked about that, but when the risk of the discharge is from the internal components, the manual safety does nothing. Even when guns had gone off in testing, it had nothing to do with the trigger. The trigger didn't even move. It was all the internal components, which is kind of crazy. So I'll pull it up here. Again, Frag Out, bro, appreciate you, man. Your work is incredible, and appreciate the super chat as well. So I was going to pull up the it does. I was going to pull up the document, but before I do that, I see we have a guest back here. So let's go ahead and pull up our guest, Mr. Flying Rich.
Burying something in the dog park.
Is that your glove cover?
Yes.
Or your
well, I dropped a video to bait the ATF again.
Okay. Well, that's good. Yeah, we do that constantly. I mean, by we, I don't, but before we drop into this, the video starts at 49 minutes. Go ahead and take a moment, introduce yourself. I love you fellas.
I'm a purveyor of gun T-shirts, especially the free kind. So Gideon sent me some, free shirts, and so I'm wearing them. I
Raid responsibly.
I went through a swag bag. I'm like, oh my gosh, I got a F ton of stuff. I think I'm just gonna grab a hefty garbage bag and bring it to the show to hand out to people.
Those were the Christmas shirts.
Yeah, I got a whole bunch of different colors from
Bob. Dude, I love that, like the sage green color. I love that shirt.
I like that one.
But yeah, introduce yourself.
So Flying Rich Firearms, and of course flyingrich.com. And I did progress on a build last week, and I got the Stifler Manufacturing slide in. I was going to shoot it today, and I spent this morning loading mags, actually, while I was talking to you, and then it started raining by the time I was ready to go out. So I'm hoping to walk out into my yard tomorrow and actually shoot video of me shooting guns.
Agorizer said, I need to overstock a Rich shirt. So it's funny. I actually, I think a lot of us do the same things. I took a whole bunch of swag. This is literally like packed full of swag. And, when you go to SHOT and IV88 and all this stuff, this is a very small bag. It's a large bag, but it's a very small bag of swag, which is all going to be giveaway stuff for you guys. I got stacks of stuff, and I'll tell you what makes me kind of hesitant about it. But again, I can't have this stuff. I'm done. It's got to go. Yeah, you came across some Silencer Central stuff too, right? Yeah, I got like 2 Silencer Central hats and a sticker. I'm like, whoop! I guess this is a Target. Were they beanies? Yeah, 2 beanies. I am a beanie guy. Bright orange one. I would not. Hold on, bright orange. Yeah. Like, did you fold them down? Did they have the ski mask eye holes? I don't know. Dude, okay. Don't shoot them. I don't know. I may still be willing to put a buckshot blast through it and still wear it. Tuck. Rating? P320 X10 available. Yeah. Willing to trade, sell, or give away. So have you seen this document yet? It's you shared it. I didn't read it because of course you texted it. So, with my eyes it'd be tough to actually, see. Dude, it's kind of crazy. Did you know that if you take your index and your middle finger and you put it on your screen and then you go like I probably could have downloaded it and something like that. You could just you could just make it bigger with your fingers. I get balloons like that. That's how I get. Okay. Yeah, that's not what I was referring to. I was saying you could zoom with 2 fingers. Like zoom. You can make it bigger with your fingers, Rich. Okay. Where's the D joke? I just figured it would come. Deck joke. We got to do deck jokes already. Yep. All right. So let's go ahead and get into it. This will be your first chance to. This should be like. I mean, it is like Keltec pattern. I can't. Oh, that's weird. It's like Keltec pattern, It is. That belongs on a Keltec. I mean, this would be like to prevent your hand from going forward on a certain Keltec. Yeah, one, if it were registered as an SBR or an AOW, for sure. Like that would be something. So you're saying January 1st? Well, actually, that firearm is no longer going to have the same form because it's not going to be a death stapler anymore. Thank you to Stuff and Things or Stink. Oh, yeah, that's awesome. Stink. Yeah. So dude, the Stink guys are going to hook me up. Of course, I'm going to pay, but I'm going to meet them at GOA goals. And I know you didn't mention GOA goals, so we probably ought to mention that. Yeah, I definitely did not already mention that. And times. Definition Knives, the best EDC cutlery in the world is going to be at for the price. You can't beat it. You can't beat it. I definitely did not mention that multiple times. And already. It comes in your mom's box. It does. It's pretty slick, but it does come inside your mom's box. Okay, and here
So,
we.
I mean, one of the things I was thinking, do I bring any of the guns? Do I bring like the 8.6 Blackout that Frag Out did for me?
I mean, I would bring. It's just me, but I would bring what you want.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Also, we may have a special private demonstration of a brand new firearm in the industry.
Yeah, he's showing his privates.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Dang, why is it, man?
And I was hitting up. So, this morning when I was asking you your shirt size, I was thinking like, Bob, Putang Bob probably knows everybody's shirt size in the industry.
Oh yeah, dude, he's solid.
I'm figuring he's got like name, social media links, shirt size.
Mm-hmm.
He's like,
Dude,
nah, I just go by memory. I'm like, what?
He's on point. He's on point. I mean, there are only like 6 shirt sizes, and I did say I wear.
Whoa, G23 still doesn't have a co-pilot?
What?
G23 doesn't have a co-pilot. Dude, you better get one before they're gone.
Yeah,
I'm surprised they've lasted this long.
We've actually already sold out.
Wow.
And
Okay.
then
You mean the first time? Okay.
Yeah, the first time. Then we got them back, and then we ordered maybe a little more than we needed. Dude, where is? I literally just had this image. Man, I hate when this happens.
So we got both Bobs in the chat.
Both Bobs
So
in the
P38
chat.
Wilbur, my lunch date. So
Man,
I'm
thank
probably going to
goodness.
be traveling on Tuesday and Monday, either side of. Can we talk about Black Diamond, Josh? What we found out, or we don't talk about that.
What we found out? What do you mean?
Oh, you know.
Oh, about the gayness of the anus?
Yeah. Not that Josh is gay. We're not saying Josh is gay.
No. Okay, I'm just resending it to myself. Boom. Okay. What?
You need me to send it to you? Do you need me to send it to you? Do you want me to email it to
you to send my documents to me? No, it just got lost in the. I didn't put it in a freaking folder.
Did you see?
So I guess. No, I'm off screen right now. Man, I guess I should show cause and effect, because I was gonna pull up the Black Diamond Jazz says, shh, I'm just kidding. You're totally not gay. You're awesome. We love you. So I'm gonna do this. The way that I got this information was actually it was kind of sad. I'm not gonna lie, because first I got this, which is the a letter from the letterhead of the Department of the Air Force, Headquarters Air Force Global Strike Command. So what it says is memorandum for all Air Force Global Strike Command personnel. Okay. Gives from the address, blah blah blah. Subject: immediate pause. So they're shelving them. They're not totally dropping, canceling, blah blah blah. They are pausing. The immediate pause of the M18 Modular Handgun System, or MHS, because they love acronyms. Operations. Immediate action required. Effective immediately. All personnel in AFGSC will zoom in on this document so we can actually read it. There you go. All personnel in AFGSC will pause use of the M18, which is the Sig 320 variant, MHS, Modular Handgun System, for all operational and training activities until further notice. This pause will remain in place until completion of ongoing AFOSI, which is their investigative people.
So are you saying that Ruger does SIG better than SIG?
I mean, Ruger doesn't really do SIG. I mean, no one can do SIG like SIG does SIG. because they do such a terrible job. Look, give me if they're one of my unicorn guns is a Sig, okay? And I know that sounds crazy, right? Because people would, I think, just assume that I'm a total Sig hater. I'm not a Sig hater. I'm also not a Sigger, okay? But I will say this: their classic line, I'll take their classic line all day. 226s and 229s, absolutely, no question. The 320, they totally screwed the pooch, and it has left a terrible taste in my mouth. No homo, with the entire company, and they are running from accountability. Dude, imagine if like we were selling knives from Definition Knives, and just somehow springs were failing and blades were just shearing off and just stabbing into people's eyeballs, killing them. Okay, some people
You'd be
getting
like, hey man, don't use them anymore. Send them back.
yeah, send them back. Don't like, oh, but that could be accepting liability and legal. We got to handle our business, because guess what? If thousands of people out there still have those knives, we are potentially stopping. Go ahead. You said, but
you test every damn knife.
every single one, and we
Every
actually
has
don't
the
have any
dark DNA
auto
on it.
knives. Yeah, yeah,
Not that kind.
and well, it depends on the day and time. I'm just kidding.
And where your hot neighbor is.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But like, I would not be able to. Now, granted, we're a small company, two people, are potentially relying on the future of this company, right? So it's not like Sig, where they have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of employees, and they've been investigated for fraud and illegally selling firearms and stuff. But anyway, allegedly, it's something that I would not be able to just ignore it and say it's the user. I guess the keys got in between the frame of the knife. Like, step up, take accountability, and address the stuff before it gets blown out of proportion. And then, oh my goodness, all of a sudden, it ends today. It gets blown out of proportion, and this has been ongoing for nearly a decade, okay, since they turned the 250 into the 320, and then made this stupid little sheet metal dog leg that has a 2-coil butterfly spring that is supposed to beat the fully compressed, fully cocked striker spring, which is like a 17-coil cylindrical spring in most cases. And actually, you know what, it's no longer a stamped dog leg piece of metal. It's now metal injection molded. It's a MIMmed piece of material, which isn't always bad, but you start
Tolerance stacking.
Bingo, you get some issues. So that's that. So that's the only reason I bring this up. But I get a bad taste in my mouth with Sig because they're handling it terribly. This could have been handled forever ago, but the bajillion dollars of contracts and law enforcement agencies and all this stuff, I mean, that's why we're here, I believe. Allegedly, maybe, possibly, my opinion only, I don't know. But getting back to the document, my apologies. AFOSI and safety investigations into, well, I guess I shouldn't start there. This pause will remain in place until completion of ongoing AFOSI and safety investigations into a recent incident at F.E. Warren AFB, Air Force Base. Wing commanders and DFCs will arm personnel with the M4 rifle in place of the M18. So they're like, dude, we're not even going to issue Berettas back to you. Just take your freaking rifle. And if you can't, then we'll figure something else out. But so let's pause that for a brief moment. So before, I read through all of this and then went back and found the cause. So this is the effect. All right, let's go to the cause. Is this showing on the screen?
Mm-hmm.
A security forces desk sergeant took off his Safariland holster with the M18 pistol still inside by unlocking the QLS fork and placing it on a table. The pistol went off while still in the holster, hitting the sergeant in the chest and killing him. After the incident, the commanding general of Air Force Global Strike Command ordered a pause on all use of M18 pistols. The investigation is still ongoing. So, for this to make sense, I want to showcase this real quick. So, for those of you out there that understand Safariland holsters, probably one of the best style of outside the waistband holsters for like real duty use, real hardcore, usage of your equipment. These are probably some of the best holsters out there. The QLS fork is this. It is a fork that goes into, this is the male portion, and it clicks into the female portion. So instead of having to remove the firearm from the holster, you can actually reach down and pinch the QLS lever, not handling the firearm at all, and then remove the whole unit, keeping your gun in a level 2 or 3 holster the entire time. Okay? Now, when you think about it, if you have your, semi-automatic handgun fully encapsulated in a level 2 or 3 Safariland holster, it should be pretty dang safe. Well, in this case, this individual pushed those 2 QLS levers on the fork, or, pieces. They're not levers. They're little polymer pieces here, and pulled the whole unit out, allegedly, set it on the table, and boom, the gun discharged. He ended up with a sucking chest wound and will never see the light of day again, never be able to, live the rest of his life. I mean, this is when we're talking about like, hey, the juice isn't worth the squeeze. The potential, what could potentially go wrong would never be worth carrying the 320. Or, I know they don't have a choice, right? But I'm just saying the gun isn't even that great, okay? Even if you shoot it well, even if it's your, gun of preference, whatever, it is still not worth it, because if, God forbid, something does happen, the results could potentially be catastrophic, life-changing, life-altering. It's not worth it, allegedly. All right, so getting back to the document here. Interim procedures. Interim procedures. Until further notice, wing commanders and defense force commanders will issue the M4 in place of the M18 to required personnel. Ensure continuous mission capability during this pause. Contact AFGSC/A3S for supplemental guidance for tasks routinely accomplished with the M18 and for which accomplishment with the M4 is not feasible. So basically, contact, this group, extension, division, whoever, for stuff that you would usually, use the M18, but can't use the M4 in place of it. So I imagine they have other handguns, Berettas, HKs, whatever. They got something somewhere. Provide feedback to AFGSC/A3S, which I don't know what those acronyms mean, by the way, for any operational issues this direction causes. 3. Ongoing coordination. AFGSC staff is actively collaborating with the Air Force Security Forces Center and HAF/A4S to conduct a comprehensive review, develop appropriate corrective measures, establish a timeline for resolution. 4. Inspection requirements. Combat arms personnel will conduct 100% inspections of all wing-assigned M18 weapon systems using technical order, blah, blah, blah. Additional supplemental inspection guidance in development by AFGSC, A3S. Reporting. Wing commanders will confirm implementation of immediate action procedures within 24 hours of receipt. Inspection guidance will follow this memorandum. This pause will remain in effect until safety measures are confirmed. Questions should be directed through normal channels. My POC is Lieutenant Colonel George Hearn, AFGSC A3DSN 7A14085, blah blah blah, and then it gives his signature, and this is Thomas A. Bussy, Bussier, General in the United States Air Force, Commander, General and Commander, I guess. I don't know. That's interesting. Good thing I didn't stick with the Air Force thing. But man, I mean, this is bad, dude. This is bad. The issue, what I see. Well, let me. After you hearing that, what are your thoughts?
Sounds like they've had it coming. It just it's very dramatic. I'll tell you what I think. This is the subtext of this letter is that I believe there's people bought and paid for by SIG that
Agreed.
are not willing to pull the gun out of the administration. And this guy's like, one of my guys is dead. I'm dropping this now. Dropping it like it's hot.
Yeah.
And I don't care.
Yeah. I mean, good for him, dude.
Basically, I think he's a whistleblower as opposed to everybody else, going on free trips on SIG's time.
Ooh. Dude, that's how I feel. And I know this is just like us pointing fingers and saying, well, maybe. But, dude, it's so suspect the way they win every contract, the way that they it's very suspicious. And no, it's not because they're the best. No, it's not because their guns don't have problems. No, it's definitely very
P365s had all sorts of problems.
Yeah, sure. Yep. And dude, 320s. The weird thing is that the 250s out of the gate really didn't have many issues. But once they took a hammer fire design and literally duplicated it and turned it into a striker fire design, and then said, hey, you know what? I know all other guns made after 1980 something, 1982, 4, whatever it was, that the Colt 80s series actually may have been made pre-80s, but either way, they literally use a massive cylindrical piece of steel to block the firing pin. And a lot of these firearms actually have some type of blade safety in the trigger. And no matter what fails with the trigger, no matter if it has a safety or not, no matter what external components are going on, the General Bussy, sorry, that was so pulled up. Yeah, I'm glad someone laughed at that. Do you know what a bussy is? Rich,
You're asking me?
Yeah, do you know
it's not a man bun, is it?
It's a butthole pussy.
PWEDC?
It's like oh, it's so bad. I'm sorry. That's what when I saw Bussier, this is so bad. Sorry. I was talking about something. Oof, dude.
Well,
SIG as a whole has now lost my trust and my business. That ends today. You know what though? So look at what's happened with SIG. This ends today, right? No. Commander in the U.S. Air Force said this ends today. Done. Next. And dude, I got a lot of respect for that, because there is nothing worth. Life is so precious. And I'm not trying to be all cheesy, right? I'm just saying that if the tools that you're supposed to use to defend life are sneaking out of your gun safe in the middle of the night and robbing liquor stores and killing people, something needs to change. And it's been clear that something is wrong, and it's been proven wrong, going all the way back to when they turned it into a striker-fired gun just to be eligible for contracts. And instead of using a massive cylindrical piece of steel and some type of trigger safety, they decided to make a little tiny dog leg on the side of a striker that most likely will probably, in most cases, stop the striker from, shooting forward with a. I mean, it literally, it's like
I gotta
17
say,
points.
when you look at how a Glock is built, and Ruger and their SR line basically ripped off Glock. I kind of like in aviation, you make it stupid simple. You make it so stupid simple. There's so few moving parts that there's almost nothing to break. You eliminate parts. In fact, SpaceX is doing that with their engine designs. I look at the 320. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. It is like a freaking watch with all the springs and levers and everything in there.
Oh yeah.
Because you have multiple pieces like that, like I said earlier, you're going to have tolerance stacking. So all of your parts could be within that plus or minus tolerance. But if it goes too far one way accumulated or too far the other way, all of a sudden you got something that will not work right or as intended.
Or it becomes just straight up dangerous. And here's the other issue. It is a completely different thing when you have a civilian gun versus a gun that goes into an armory at a law enforcement agency or the military. Because if something needs to be changed or repaired or whatever, the armor is just going and grabbing. Let's say there's a bucket of FCUs, right?
Oh.
They've shown that if you accidentally use a 10 millimeter or 45 ACP FCU in a 9 millimeter, that it absolutely can go off under the right conditions if some of the safeties were to fail, etc. I don't want that to sound the wrong way.
Well, hold on.
They could just
have to
grab.
Allegedly?
Yeah, I mean, probably. But
here's the whole thing. I would want Sig to sue me. I would want to talk crap and have Sig sue me, and let's do discovery.
Because straight up, every single time they have been this close to discovery, they stop, they kill the case, and then they're like, we'll settle out of court for $11 million. What do you so badly not want to have seen?
Internal testing and internal memos.
And internal emails, text messages, phone calls. I'm sure. So, okay, think about it. So when we Red Dawn, actually, shout out, props to Red Dawn for pulling this up. He actually went to AI, I don't remember which one, and pulled all the information on every alleged shooting, not shooting, uncommanded discharge and lawsuit, and what the total number of payouts were. First off, it has no idea what the alleged payouts are that were settled out of court, right? Just with what has been settled in court was over like $460 million. Okay. The few cases that I've heard about were like $4, $7, $11 million, right? The one in Loudoun County, the chick that took a 9mm round to the leg, and I personally know the individual that had to clean her arterial blood out of her cruiser, and she did make it barely by seconds. But dude, they were driving it all the way home in the court case, and they were like, we're going to do this, we're going to prove that we've done nothing wrong. It was in her purse, her keys did it, her her whatever. I mean, literally they were saying all sorts of crazy stuff. And
you mean like the Obama administration about Trump?
It's funny, did you see the Obama thing that I played?
Yes, I love that one. Love
Dude,
that.
that's awesome.
Who's got the bigger dick?
Yeah.
Looks like spitter cock.
Yeah, that was good. But dude, the moment, I mean, literally the day that it's about to go to discovery, they like walk out the courtroom and settle out of court for $11 million. I'm gonna need you to take over for a minute.
All right, man. Oh,
Right.
If I only had control of the screen, the horizontal and the vertical, I could talk crap about another story. Which actually I may just do without the imagery. So my home county on Long Island was Suffolk County, the largest of the four counties on Long Island. There's Suffolk, going, you know, halfway out in east, and then there's Nassau, and then there's Queens and Brooklyn, the four counties of Long Island. And of course, if you live in Brooklyn or Queens, you tell people if you're going to the Hamptons, I'm going out to the island, not out on the island, because they think the Cross Island Parkway is a river and it separates one island from the other, which it doesn't or isn't. So a man with 12, oh, this is great. This one story says, let me read this one to you. Suffolk County District Attorney squad investigators seized over 112 illegal firearms, 12 three-dimensional printers, 67 suppressors, ammunition, and machinery used to allegedly build guns. I mean, I know the neighborhood and everything. So this is in Medford, Long Island on Waverly Avenue. I'm like, I know the hood. Probably drove by his house. So let's see. I got 3 different articles up here. Apparently, he sold a couple of guns to an undercover cop. It's like, really? He sold like 2 ARs and a couple of 3D printed guns. Now, they made normal ARs illegal in New York State, and also, believe it or not, in New York State, you have to get like a card. You have to do a background check for each box of ammo you buy, or each time you go to purchase ammo. And so there was the SAFE Act and whatever the other thing was. And when that happened, I still had the house in New York, and I was working in New York at the time. I just had ammo shipped to a buddy's place in Pennsylvania and flew there and picked it up in a rented airplane. So I guess he printed 67 suppressors, 100 firearms. I'm like, I think I might be under 100. I'm not sure how many I've completed in the last week. But a Long Island man is facing serious charges after running a massive ghost gun operation out of his Medford home, selling illegal weapons and manufacturing firearms using 3D printers, prosecutors said. I kind of feel bad. 35-year-old guy. The one had a video. You know, you saw his wife pulling up, good-looking woman. You're not going to see her for 20 plus years, dude. This is going to cost you. You're going to lose your damn house. It's going to cost you everything. And that's why, as much as I make jokes like, you know, I'm burying this in the dog park, or I made it look like I had it on a firearm in a video I dropped today. You don't want to, like, legit. You put this on a firearm that's not a rifle, and technically that's a felony. So the laws are cray-cray. But what do we got here? Putank says, could have been his fault. I guess there's a holster plastic in his body. But you're talking about 320 stuff. So the problem is, so ARFCOM covered this story, and the issue is that I forget which agency, Homeland Security, I believe it is narking on everybody on 3D printer sales, 3D printer material sales. And they're getting lists of people doing these things, running 12 printers. First off, I have a number of printers in my office here. I don't even like them running when I'm in the office. I don't like the odor even of just PLA Plus. So yeah, I wouldn't want to run that. Like I'm actually supposed to be printing definition knives, keychains, and I've got the filament loaded up, ready to go. And I don't like the noise when I'm in here, and I don't like the smell. But if you got 12 3D printers, unless you're a real hobbyist, it says 100 illegal firearms, which could mean anything. I don't mean to be Joe Fudd on that, but it doesn't necessarily mean he had 100 3D printed guns. It just means there were 100 firearms that probably weren't properly registered to be owned in New York. So I'm not sure what dust punching air today means. I saw that comment earlier.
He's talking about dust from the tactical turkeys is punching the air because of the Sig 320 memorandum today.
Oh, okay. I thought
that was a good one. And I'm way back on chat. And Agarizer said, DLD After Dark, here's another aspect. Until now, the cost of this 320 clown show has been borne by the company, dealers, and a few unlucky users. Now we're all paying, literally paying, when it hits the U.S. military. Very good point.
Yep. And you know what I found in the swag today? The CRS hat with a broken star.
Yeah, I got that. It's literally sitting in.
It's in the wrapping still.
No, it's mine's literally sitting in my room on my dresser. Yeah, no, it's no bueno. I didn't hear. What were we talking about? What New York thing?
So some guy got caught, and you want to give me the let me share my screen. I'll play the video.
Sure. Let me see if there was anything else we needed to.
Yeah, I got to click a bunch of buttons here. It's like, where's the share screeny thing? That they changed the icons.
They did lots of changing. It's kind of frustrating.
Chrome tab share, and let's see. We'll go full screen. So
history. Authorities say it happened.
Oh, actually, hold on. Pause that real quick. Kurt24, if you could drop the fair use note for me, that would be awesome if you're still here. Could have been his fault, I guess. There was holster plastic in his body, but they couldn't determine if it was fully holstered. He could have messed up trying to reholster. Hold on, which one are we talking about? We got
so I guess the 320.
Yeah, but it likely wasn't that incident with the U.S. Air Force guy, because and honestly, even if it was, there is a barrel plug and there is a light end cap. I can actually show you guys. So I would assume that there would be holster
material.
So here, let me pull this just for 1 second. So real quick. So what he did is he didn't remove the firearm from the holster at all. He literally, based on the report, allegedly hit the QLS lever, removed the whole unit with the gun holstered, not handling the firearm, and then set the groin shot appendix carry. Okay, different one. Okay, my B. All right. Yeah. If Kurt, if you're out there, if you could drop the whatchamacallit.
Kevin Vesey tells us about the illegal arsenal that was allegedly uncovered.
Arsenal.
Well,
What
this is
it?
a quiet, family-friendly block here in Medford, but officials tell us one of the neighbors here was running a major gun trafficking operation out of his home. And prosecutors say this was the largest ghost gun takedown in the history of Suffolk County. Now, this is the home on Waverly Avenue where authorities say Daniel Probeck was manufacturing and selling ghost guns, which are untraceable firearms that do not have serial numbers. Officials tell us more than 112 illegal guns were seized.
Bad lever.
From
You see the bad lever?
I see it.
Well as
I also
12
saw
printers,
quite
67
possibly
suppressors,
the worst
ammunition, and
brace in
gun building
existence.
machinery. Prosecutors say Probeck sold 4
Look at that
illegal
brace, dude.
guns to an undercover police officer, including 3 assault rifles. One person showed up at the house while we were outside, but she did not want to speak with us. Do you have a comment?
Can I add one thing? It's really interesting to me that they keep catching these people that are, illegally manufacturing what they call ghost guns, what we call firearms. It's absurd. Anyway, they keep catching these people, and it seems like almost all of them still are following all the NFA laws. Right? Like all short barrels had braces on them and all long barrels had stocks. Like the dude.
Right.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, that's an interesting perspective. If they were just straight up criminals and didn't care, then they probably would be making those lowers a little different and probably still putting stocks on them. I'm just saying.
And again, for the PR, the police will say anything. It doesn't matter.
Course.
He could have legally had a number of those firearms because not all of them were banned in New York that were in his gun safe. So yeah, he had. Let's just say he had possibly 100 firearms.
Yeah,
and not all of them were illegal. I think just pink tank tops get me going. So
yeah, this is Karen. 100%.
Probably his wife.
Were ghost guns being made inside this house? And Probeck faced a judge today on multiple counts of criminal sale and possession of a firearm. His bail was set at $500,000 cash, and if convicted, he could face 25 years in prison. In Medford, Suffolk County, Kevin VC.
And that's
Victor, Charlie. Okay. Do you know what one of the most often illegally imported item is into the United States?
No, it's probably like produce.
That's a very good guess. What if you were to just guess?
Avocados.
Sugar.
Sugar.
Could you imagine someone being arrested for state felonies?
Yeah.
And
I'm sure it's all my Congressman Brian Mast, who is owned by Big Sugar, protecting Florida sugar cane.
Yeah. But like, could you imagine somebody being held up in, held on charged with multiple felonies and being held under a $500,000 bond for sugar? So what's the difference between people trading in contraband, right? They're trying to they're acting like firearms are the biggest deal when they are the smallest percentage of deaths, grievous bodily harm, dismemberment, whatever facts you want to throw out there. Guns are the smallest issue out there. We should be using all of our resources if we really want to go after who's killing, what's killing who. Fentanyl. I mean, that is like light years beyond, more than, I would say, probably close to 1,000x what guns are. Thank you guys. Drew, thank you for dropping the Definition Knives link, and Stifler, thank you for dropping. He says this YouTube live stream may contain copyright material in accordance with fair use doctrine under U.S. copyright law. The content is intended for educational commentary and criticism. Thank you so much. And Kurt, you are good to go, my guy. I appreciate you. I know you're working and all that. Anything being played here and said here is all for entertainment purposes only. Absolutely. I think it's all BS, but
sorry, I just want to show my Gideon Optic Alpha on my brand new Stifler slide.
Nice with
the
strike.
Yeah, and somehow I stuck into some wealthy dude's place on the water today.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And believe it or not, this is the water by my house. The ocean by my house looks like this all the time.
Really?
That's all the time. If it doesn't look like that, it's like, what do you mean? What's going on?
More people. Oh my goodness. More people die from heat in Europe each year than firearms deaths in the United States.
Because they don't have freaking air conditioning.
Fentanyl stuffed avocados. For real. Yeah, that's crazy, man. That's crazy. 90-night frag out.
Frag out's leaving. I want to get the report on Lady.
Oh yeah,
haven't heard a
yeah.
Lady report in a while.
Frag out if you're still here. We'd love to know how the doggy's doing, man. Live Life says, "What's an assault rifle?" Excellent question. They're the same thing as an assault hammer, an assault screwdriver, and
but in New York they have a legal definition.
Yeah, that's true, and other states too. I mean, this is pretty ridiculous. Obviously, I know we were spending time on the
Tim Harper. Guns don't kill people. Wait, Sig P320 enters chat.
Oh, dude, this is where we do the thumbnail, like the face. Actually, the funny thing is, I already set the thumbnail, but like I noticed that if you don't set a thumbnail, it will auto set a thumbnail based on how many people like a certain moment in the chat, right?
So everybody, unlike the video right now, ready?
And then like it. I know at least Tim Harper did, at least.
Hold on, let me go look what we got.
Yeah, so okay, so that is true. So what you hold on. So what you in here for? Important cane? Cocaine? No. Sugar cane. For real. Dude, that's so true too. Guns don't kill people. Wait, Sig 320 enters the chat. Man. Yeah, no, that is for real though. The amount of produce stuffed with narcotics, it is a lot, but when you're looking at non-narcotic contraband that's smuggled in to avoid tariffs, sugar is just like out of this world. It's crazy. And all this information is available. Yeah, man, crazy stuff. Man, going back to the 320 though, man. I mean, imagine how differently everyone would be looking at Sig Sauer as a company if they reacted in the beginning the same way this commander general reacted. If they were like, "Oh my goodness, shelf everything, stop everything. We need to get to the bottom of this." I mean, I just can't believe that this whole time, like, they've been pulling the "it's not me, it's you," right? Like the whole keys in holsters, and it is so easy to see that when you take a hammer fire design and you very poorly convert it to a striker fire design, in my opinion, just to be eligible for contracts. And then instead of implementing some type of, like multi-layer safeties like Glocks and MPs and some other firearms, you have this piece of metal that originally was stamped, now it's memmed, where if you have okay, so let me find a striker here. I know I have a striker, Glizzy striker. Okay, Glizzy striker. All right, let's show this. This is important. So if you were to take this Glizzy striker, all right, now this Glizzy striker has what? So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 coils. Okay. Now when this is in with the performance trigger, it is partially cocked. With the Sig 320, it is fully cocked. Okay. So with the Sig 320, it is fully cocked, right? And then instead of having a massive cylinder piece of steel right there,
blocking the firing pin.
Shout out MGB. yeah, this massive cylindrical piece of steel right there blocking the firing pin from being able to go forward. They said, you know what? Let's put a little dog leg here that is on a little butterfly spring with 2 coils that has to match or beat the speed of a fully cocked striker going off in this little dog leg. It just has to pop up and hook in most of the time. I mean, literally, no joke, like 99.98% of the time, I would guess that it's going to catch it and stop it. But then you start to add in other stuff like people changing parts on their gun, people running their gun, getting carbon fouling, and you getting wear and tear on parts. Them switching from a stamped piece of metal to a memmed piece of metal for that dogleg component. Absolutely, I could see this having issues. Even with nothing else. Like, dude, Glocks, okay? I just watched a Johnny Glocks video where the dude changed a bunch of stuff, and guess what? He had a 43X that was not drop safe.
Whoa.
Jonah was struck in the head and died from a 43X with a few changed parts that was not drop safe. All of these tools are mechanical items that are subject to failure. They can fail. I'm just saying you may as well try to go err on the side of caution as much as possible in every situation that you can. I mean, I don't care what it is or what kind of gun it is or how much I love it or adore it, how well I shoot it. If anything was under the heat that the Sig 320 and M18 and M17 and all that was, there would be nothing that would keep me from saying, okay, you know what? Let's shelf these until something is going, unless you're talking about, we've heard it all. We've heard about palms being greased. We've heard about, I mean, literally, we know they're at least willing to pay millions and millions and millions of dollars to keep cases, what appears to be, in my opinion, to keep cases from going to discovery, to see all of their emails, all their text messages, all their private meetings, all the minutes of all of their meetings. I could not even imagine what type of stuff would come out in something like that. But then, why would, and I can't even, like, it's not mathing. If you're willing to dump millions and millions of dollars into hiding behind lies, why wouldn't you dump millions of dollars into identifying the truth and fixing the problem?
So then here's the problem, and this happens in aviation. It's like, why are certain designs frozen in 1950, like when they came out with the Cessna 172? Is because if you improve it, is that because you're admitting liability and guilt?
Yeah. Yep.
That it was bad and now it's better.
Well, and now, dude, look at the billions of dollars they're getting for all of their military contracts just in the U.S., not to mention all of the, like, Indonesian military and Indian, like, whatever, all the other deals that they have. And then the rifle program, their 15.5-pound rifle program.
There's a couple of comments I want to address here. So going back, Josh is like, can you imagine the designer guy what he's going through right now? Now, I'm betting it isn't the way you're presenting it. I'm betting it's like Sig went into the engineers and said, hey, make this striker fire. They're like, yeah, that's dumb. We need a clean sheet of paper. No, make this striker fired. You know, we're going to reuse 97% of the parts. Make it striker fired.
Dude, the Sig 250 FCU and the Sig 320 FCU are virtually the same exact, like they could probably drop into the same grip modules.
And so then Bob have you considered the people inside the government? And basically, I'm betting the people inside the government, just like the ATF. Do you know what gets you qualified to be an ATF whatever agent? A tour of a gun manufacturing facility.
That's a joke.
So
That's an
Crumpy
absolute
had
joke.
the internal documents walking through, not building a gun, not I wouldn't consider, or I wouldn't consider that like, all right, I've built Glocks, I've built ARs, I've built fill in the blank 3D printed guns. I wouldn't consider myself a knowledgeable firearms repairman, machinist, technician, whatever, gunsmith. I mean, I do know some metalworking from working at an automotive machine shop. I know some things. Somebody like Walter Keller or, God rest his soul, Richard Hoffman, I'd be like, yeah, they know what they're talking about.
They are the same. You can drill 2 more holes and make a 320 FCU into a 250 FCU. Dang, that's right. I forgot. The MUP, it literally puts that out as an option in the MUP. I totally forgot about that. Sorry, Rich, go ahead.
Yeah. If the same regimen of what makes an ATF agent a firearms expert, it applies to the military, we're in trouble. These guys.
Let's remember this, okay? Even the Fat D, who are supposed to be the firearms technology,
Get the slide off a Glock.
Well, so okay, a couple things about that. No excuses, and the idiot probably never handled a firearm with a switch on it.
They're like, don't touch that gun. Don't pick that gun up off the table.
Well, and I love how they put the lawful Barrett and the lawfully 3D printed and lawfully built P80s, next to all the illegal machine guns, which of course they have to. But like the I'm just going out on a limb here. He probably had never handled a Glock with a switch. I used to work at an 0702 SOT, and we used to play with a whole bunch of fun stuff. And you cannot take the slide off of a Glock with a switch on the back. You can't do it. You need to lock the slide back or pull the slide back and remove the back plate or the switch and then slide it forward. If that makes sense. And
it's resetting.
Because you don't have room. The piece is dropping the cruciform every time it goes down. You physically do not have the room for it to go past the cruciform. Anyway, it's not gonna. Even if it drops and the striker is disengaged, it's not going to physically go past that point.
Oh yeah. Oh, all right.
Yeah. But and even if you switch it over to semi, the geometry, it just doesn't work. But still, so I'll give him like, I don't want to give him an excuse because he looked like an absolute tard, but still, let's just say that was just a thing that, although hilarious, it was just a thing. The guy hadn't messed with one particular model, with one auto sear, with one. Okay, we'll give it to him. Let's remember when CRS Firearms, Matt Hoover, was going through his case, the Firearms Technology Division, the Fat D, who is literally supposed to be the small group of experts, instead of machining the auto key card further, they bored out the lower to make the auto key card fit. This is how absolutely tarded they are. Instead of machining the piece of metal that they machined, right? Like someone machined it illegally. I mean, that would be illegal unless you work with ATF, which that doesn't make much sense. They machined all the extra stuff around there, which it wasn't to spec anyway. They machined all the outer stuff off of it, and then they said, we're gonna drop this in, and it only works with a particular type of rifles anyway, and BCGs, and it was
That
designed.
aren't manufactured
Dang
in
it.
30 years.
Yeah, that haven't been manufactured in a very long time and are very difficult and also very expensive to get. And if you drop it in just a random AR with a full auto BCG, you're going to have some problems, like some out of battery detonation problems, guns exploding in people's hands. Anyway, to make the gun fire in a way that could be misconstrued as full auto, which really it was just hammer file. They could have dumped pocket sand in there and achieved the same thing. They literally machined out the inner walls of the AR lower to make this fit. That's how absolutely stupid they are. So I don't believe there are any firearm professionals at the gay TF at all. I've never personally seen it. Excuse me. Technically, if you have JB Weld and a Glock, you're conspiring to create an illegal machine gun. I'm an expert. So that's an interesting thing. I went to a shop and they were like, you got to look under the hood of this full auto Glock. And I was like, oh, okay. And I took down the slide and I took a look at it. And it was just a big sloppy mess of weld on the underside of the slide. And then it hit me. It was like, oh, snap. There's just a standard backplate on it, right? There's no auto sear. So instead of actually putting a switch on it, they spot welded the equivalent to a switch just permanently on the slide, always, all the time.
So it's full auto only.
Full auto only all the time. But it still only goes bang when you pull the trigger, and then you let go and it stops. But the striker still hits the cylinder. So, I mean, maybe that causes wear over time. I don't know, right? It's still on the wall. They're still running it, and that thing is still going, But, man, what a very interesting thing to consider. That there's no need for switches, and there's no need. Can do the same with JB Weld in a file. I totally believe that for sure. And I would encourage everyone out there to not break any laws, rules, regulations, restrictions, sanctions, ordinances.
I bet you could 3D print that bump with a little bit of crazy glue and have it run at least for a couple of megs.
Probably a couple rounds. I think the amount of friction and the proximity to the 40,000 psi, I think over time it would struggle. If it was some type of alloy, some type of metal.
Ooh, I got one better. Baking powder and
super
crazy
glue.
Yeah.
It could be. Well, that fuses.
Wouldn't it be great if we were like 0702 SOTs, the stupid stuff we could do?
Dude,
be like Ordnance Lab.
Just be like, hey, gay TF, we're making this stuff, and then leave it at that. Dude, crazy thing. My last tax stamp took 5 months to come through. This is when everyone was like, I'm getting mine back in 2 days, 4 days, right? And mine still took 5 months. And look, all my other stamps took 6 to 13 months. So 5 months, I'm cool with that, right? I submitted my stamp for the CMMG 36K zeroed can, which is awesome. It's like $500 for a can that shoots 9mm, 7.62 by 39, 308, 300 blackout, 5.56, 6.5, 6.8, 8.6 blackout, like everything you could think of. This shoots it. It's hub compatible. Like, dude, incredible. And it's just over $500. And I submitted my stamp, and in less than 10 days, I got a response back for a correction. And I was like, whoa, is my ish about to be approved? And the dude responded and was like, hey, apparently you put your trust name where you were supposed to put your responsible person name. So you need to, make a change there. So, I
Wow.
made the change. And dude, if I get that thing back mad quick, I'm going to be pumped. And then I'll be able to have the MP5 SD all together. And that's going to be the new note. Oh, I'm so pumped. Yeah. Anyway, sorry. And even though I so dislike the way Rare Breed is going about basically destroying small companies that are selling FRTs that don't even infringe on the patent, the Graves patent that they hold. If they do drop that MP5 FRT, I'm going to need to get my hands on one because that goes in a standard MP5 lower and not the AR-15 one and blah 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 blah. So yeah, I'm gonna need that. So yeah, there we go. Anyway, Sig 320 is in my opinion stupid, not worth it, and there is not a singular death in the world. Like there's nothing is worth that. Life is precious. When there's a missing person in like a county, what resources do they stop at? Like what do they not do?
I know. You got helicopters, dogs, you got Boy Scouts, everything.
Everything. Search parties, helicopters, diving teams, hundreds of thousands of dollars on helicopters and diving teams and search parties and volunteers. And if for one singular precious life, they will do anything to find them. They won't stop. There is no statute of limitations on murder, right? They will go until the ends of the earth to find out that dead people killed somebody, right? Like, then why are we not willing to take life that seriously with these tools that we're working with?
So M. Gabriel has a good question here. Do other countries use the Sig P320? Other countries, militaries, I'm assuming he's saying.
Yes. And
what country is that?
Indonesia and India. And
didn't India require that Sig does manufacturing in their top high-tech mostly shoeless manufacturing facilities with dirt floors? Actually,
no. What they did is they were lied to, and they were told that these are SIGs, crazy high-end, upper echelon, better material, better this, better that, and they sold the $239 handguns to the either Indian or Indonesian military for $1,700 each. Oh, by the way, US dollars, allegedly.
Wow.
Dude, they're such dirt bags. And then you look into like the stuff that they were accused of. Again, I don't think any form or background check or registration should stop anyone from getting any firearm at all whatsoever, period. However, it appears that they were investigated and shut down in Germany for illegally selling and shipping firearms and changing the shipping and receiving information post approve transaction. So like once a transaction and a shipment is approved, someone was going in and manually changing the delivery info and the acceptance info of who was allowed to accept and receive it. So cases and cases and cases of guns were showing up to other allegedly other people that I don't know. Anyway, this isn't just a bash SIG situation, right? This is an airman died for what seems to be an absolute like useless reason, right? Yes, interrupting Rich. Money. That's what all of this appears to come down to. And honestly, dude, it doesn't make sense because they're blowing money in the millions and millions and millions. But I mean, as I'm thinking about this, if something were to happen or something were to come out during discovery of them being culpable, liable, whatever, then how many hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars would they be out? So I get it. I would encourage every single person out there. I wouldn't do that. For me personally, the Sig 320 is not worth it, and the potential risk is way too much. There's not a gun, a style, a configuration, a design, or a platform that is worth the thing going off on its own. Period.
Mm-hmm.
The DoD spent $580 million on the Sig 320. This is really bad for Sig. Yeah. I mean, the money's been, well, a lot of the money has been spent already, right? So this was going to be a continuing process that, they continue shipping things, parts, guns, whatever, frames, modules. As stuff changes, they ship more, I guess. I don't know. Man, yeah, that's crazy. I know we've talked about this. We've literally, beat it up every which way, but I just think it's ridiculous. Our armed forces should have gotten Glock 19s if the DoD acquisition system were fair, just, and sensible. None of those things describe government at all. You know that. In my opinion, in the beginning, they thought it would pass. It got out of hand. They were so far in, they couldn't change course or it would show guilt. I totally agree. That's my personal opinion as well, is that it was the white lie. It was we'll just do this, upgrade that you're being voluntold to do, right? And then, we change our triggers so everything is okay. And then all of a sudden, everything's not okay. And then they continue telling the white lie. Then they have to tell another lie. Then they have to change some documents. Then they have to do that. And then by then, people are getting shot. They're dying. And they have to basically pony up and be like, all right, we've stuck so hard to our guns. And a lot of that is probably, their own hubris. And, it's pride. And probably me. Oh, I'm not going to judge. Let me stop. It's probably pride and ego, and that's keeping them from, in the beginning. And now it's just so deep. It's just so deep that they could never turn back around and say, okay, we could probably have done some things differently. Even that, they would be cooked in court. Absolutely cooked. Yeah, 100%, Drew. It does end today. Now, after that, bro, oof, dude, no bueno. Hey, Goonbeam, if you're still out there, let me know what you thought about the package, the knives, and all that. Michael Lang, good evening. Thank you for joining us. We're about to sign off here, but time for fingerprint lock guns only, dude. That's the crazy thing, is that there's always some like gimmick of what would change the world for safety with firearms forever. No locking system would actually like stop a firearm from going off, unless you're looking at a trigger blade safety with a cylindrical piece of steel that blocks the firing pin. Like, it's proven. We already know what to do. Guns weren't even drop safe till the 80s, right? Most shotguns aren't drop safe. Remington 870s, not drop safe. A lot of Remington 700s, not drop safe. Mossberg, what are the 590s? Not drop safe. 500s, not drop safe. Most 1911s, 2011s, most of them not drop safe.
Okay.
80 series.
So
drop
The
safe.
interesting thing about all of the firearms you talked about that are not drop safe, how many
Mhm.
people are getting killed by them?
There's a couple reasons for that, though. I don't know anyone personally that carries a 12 gauge Mossberg
Right, right.
590 in their waistband. There were some
You,
rifle.
you hear about hunters and deer stands and the gun going off because it
Yeah,
falls.
yeah. But I think the sheer volume of purchases, the amount of marketing, and the GBRS boys marketing the crap out of the 320. I mean, all the shillers out there that are never willing to change their outlook and stance on it. Even after this, they're going to read this and say that guy did something.
Mm-hmm.
Like these dudes, they are so ride or die. We, just so you know, we can tell that you've sold out to Sig, right? Like for the people out there that are already coming up with the ideas and the things to say, oh, I remember when I was a silly little E3 in the government or in the government in the military, and whatever BS you're going to spin and sell. We know that you went to New Hampshire. We know that you're collecting checks or support or getting guns or getting whatever. It is literally visible in the way that you communicate. Dude, Sig Armor came out with this. I found out what's wrong. I literally found out what the problem is, and I already have a product that is going to be a guaranteed solution for the Sig 320s a week later. So I have since then been invited out to the New Hampshire 6-hour facility. And I believe that the Sig 320 is the most tested platform, handgun platform. And it's like, dude, what would they do to you, right? Either they literally have a gun on you right now, or you've benefited somehow, right? Like, and again, I probably shouldn't be out here, calling people's character out, but it's not a good look. It's not a good look, and it looks like you're compromising on your integrity for money. I'm just saying. And look, we're all for sale. Everyone's got a price. I guarantee you, if a dude walked up to Flying Rich's door tomorrow and was a slimy looking dude with a briefcase and said, Rich, I have 2 briefcases. Both of these briefcases have X amount of bajillions of dollars in them. And if you shut your mouth and you never talk about the Sig 320 again in a negative way, and you only speak positive things about it, you can have both of these. Depending on the amount of digits, commas, and periods we're talking about. Rich, I'm sorry, but I think you might accept those briefcases.
That's a tough one. I mean, I have been out of work for 18 months, so...
I mean, I'm saying it because right now I'm evaluating in my head of, like if the same thing happened to me, dude. Okay, now the difference is that a lot of these content creators are like, we'll send you a $500 credit every month, and they're like, oh, that's so cool.
We would know a creator where some company offered them every SKU they had not to talk.
There are people out there that are 100% solid that you can't buy off. But the difference is that like some people are like $1,000 done. Here's where to send the check. $10,000, $100,000, $1 million, $100 million. I would like to think that I would maintain my integrity, and just not accept the money. But look, everyone is for sale, dude. I'm sorry. It's the truth. And anyone out there that's like, I've been running this BCM and Sig 320 for 12 million rounds. I put 75,000 rounds through it this morning for breakfast. It's like, dude, we don't believe you. You're paid to say that. The Goobers boys are not fooling anyone. I think I'm just talking smack now.
It's time to cut. 1 a.m.
$375 million. Get at me, APAC. I know, right? All right, yeah, we'll go ahead and wrap it up. They could buy me with a free Glock. You know what? For the people that only have like a couple guns and put money into Sig 320s, I feel terrible for them.
I was just like, oh my God, I got a F ton of pistols.
Dude, yeah, I don't know who has more Glocks, but
I'm pretty sure you
imagine
got more Glocks than I do. I think when I was running the numbers, you had like, I don't know, maybe 10 more than me.
I got like just under 40 Glocks, like 30 something. But imagine this. Imagine if you had nearly 40 Sig 320s.
You know, I mean, I have more AUGs than you and Crumb, probably combined.
You do. If you had one AUG, you would have more AUGs than me. I have 0 AUGs. Man. Yeah. All right. We'll go ahead and wrap it up. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Thank you for all the support, man. You guys have been awesome.
And thanks, Bob, for the shirt, and Gideon for the slide. I mean, Gideon Stifler for the slide.
Yeah, it's like Gideon has. Well, I guess Gideon does have slides actually.
Patmos.
Yeah, Patmos. Yeah, and Stifler. I know. I am super grateful for the offer, the very generous offer of the slide, and we need to circle back and talk about that. It's just things have been kind of crazy lately. I've barely been talking to Rich lately. That's
and actually, this is Fragout's shop.
Yeah. I would never sell my Coyote. He's priceless and fluffy. 40 Sig 320s would be like a backpack full of grenades. Traveler. All that Tim Kennedy Riz. Love it. All right. What wisdom, advice, and wise words?
Closing words.
Yeah.
Don't eat your 320.
See, I would literally say, I would yeet your 320 in the trash can. Man, what a bad situation, dude. There's no winners here, you know. I think people just think like, oh, they're anti-SIG. Both of us have a bunch of SIG products, man. There's yeah, it's a shame. Yeah, you know what? For my little wise words before we close out here, these are my wise words. Philippians, all things through him. You can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and wrap up. I just want to say thank you again for all the support. You guys have been incredible. Oh, my phone has been down this whole time. If I missed anything from you guys, I'm sorry. Okay, cool. I just want to say, Hey,
still with us.
Love you, Putang. Thank you again, dude. Getting optics, man. They sent a couple optics my way, and I got to be honest, I was not expecting to see a Mediator 2.
I was not expecting to see a Mediator 2 or a bunch of shirts. So thank you.
I will work for double XL firearm shirts. Just throwing that out there. But no, I love you guys, man. I appreciate all you guys for real. And all the support from channel members. You guys are everything. Thank you. And the people that are willing to support the channel by going to DLD Hardware. If you build guns, jigs, tools, parts, merch, all that stuff is all at DLD Hardware. And obviously Definition Knives. We are moving in a great direction with Definition Knives. Remember, we're not moving knives like Kershaw. We're not buying these in the hundreds and hundreds of thousands. So keep that in mind. But I'll put our knives up to Kershaw's all day, every day. Also, I will say this. Actually, you got to wait. Come to Goals. Come to the Gun Owners of America Leadership Summit, and you guys will Love what you see with Definition Knives. Check out definitionknives.com.
And
A lot of
Fat Tech.
great things happening. Yeah, obviously Fat Tech, dude. The Fat Tech +1 holster has been awesome. Again, it's funny. Every time I show it off, I'm not currently carrying it, but it is great. I do carry it often. And the Beretta M9A3 holster is magnifique. Chef's kiss. Yeah, and just the support from you guys ordering stuff from Definition Knives, DLD Hardware, channel members, the little man, like the folks that send cash apps and PayPals and stuff like that. You have no idea how much that helps, especially during unforeseen challenges that have been popping up.
We need to buy a spare tire.
Well, now I need to get brakes.
Can we come by and do the brakes for you?
Dude, I just heard this sound. I was like, what is whose car is that? Sounds like someone's digging into the rotors. Turn the music off and then roll my windows down. And it's like, I was
dude,
like,
I've got $160,000 miles on my Rexus. Front brakes are fine.
Wow, that's impressive. I'm excited.
Brakes are overrated.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm excited for Dark's project for me. Dude, I don't know if you saw earlier, but I showed them off on screen. They're too far away now because I'm on a string, but I did show them off earlier. Yeah, I mean, the fact that Drew hit me up and was like, yo, I need these things designed, these things printed.
Oh.
Rich helped me with the CADing of the hold on. See, now I got to show it real quick. Hang on.
I totally CAD daddied again in Tinkercad.
You know what? I just grabbed everything. I mean, not everything, but examples of everything.
Well, all right. So Putank says he needs to get into another manual because you use transmission braking as opposed to rotors. But on my Genesis Coupe with the 6-speed manual, I wasn't getting 20,000 miles out of rear tires or front brakes.
Oh my goodness.
And that's my new Genesis Coupe, not my old one that I drifted around every corner and chirped all the gears.
Just out of curiosity, were you talking to me or were you talking to people in chat?
Putank.
Oh, okay, good, because I took my headphones off. So I do want to show this. So Drew and I were talking. So I've done a couple of things. One, I have to show off Shogun's new trigger because holy moly, it's gorgeous. Two, I want to show off my Radiant Glock because it's smoking hot. But what I've done so far is a few things. So the first thing that he said he needed a Glock AR vice block. So I was like, bro, I literally have them DLD hardware, Glock AR vice block, right? Super strong, super durable, and boom, right? So that's one. But this is to go in an AR lower receiver. It won't work in a Glock pistol. So I was like, you know what? He said he needed them for Glocks too. So I made the Patriot Pack, the red, the white, and the blue Glock vice blocks. Look at that. Bam. Red, white, and blue. And I gotta say, those are just really cool. I don't know why. I like that a lot. Then he was like, well, I'd like some stands too. So then look at this. It looks like a literal PMAG sitting on a stand. And this holds full-size rifles, my 14.5 with everything on it, 11.5, 10.5. Like it does great. And it says, tax this D, Fed boy, on one side. And are those level 4 plates? On the other. And I got 3 black ones and 1 white one. I was going to paint the white one, but The white one actually looks really good as it is. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of the sand PMAG joints, and they got screw holes, so you can screw them in their holes. But then we had come up with an option for a vice block for the Colt SMG 9mm magazines, which Flying Rich so creatively did this. He took the ARC, the Invader Zip ARC. He took the void of the Colt SMG magazine and then turned it into a thing, and then made a vice block out of it. And then we made it into, and actually, I did this myself personally. I turned it into an AR stand, and it's got the Colt SMG magazine on it, and then it's got the little base, and then it says Colt 9mm SMG, and then the other side says F the ATF, and then this size is like 40 millimeters longer, and obviously it still says F the ATF Colt 9mm SMG. But the dope thing is we were talking about, like, oh yeah, when you have your carry gun, it's loaded, and then when you take the carry gun off, you don't want to just have it outside of the holster or whatever. Someone could, just discharge it. Ooh, so this little guy right here, you know what this is? Check this out. I took a beautiful picture of my Radian Glock with the the Shogun trigger. Now, I actually took pictures, so you put it there like in the holster,
in the barrel, in the burl.
Yeah. So let's say you have your gun in the holster, you literally stick it in there. So it's like perfect. So you have a holstered gun sitting there. You could set it up like that in your safe. You could I mean, not everyone can just kind of put a loaded gun in the middle of like the room, right? So this I would probably put in the holster and then put the holstered gun over it. But I figured that'd be something cool for you, Drewski, and a couple other things.
Here's the problem. I would have done that in two pieces because the layer shearing on the pin, the peg, the dowel.
Oh yeah, no, I mean that's happened with some of the one of
the richisms on 3D printing is because you can doesn't mean you should.
So I've had some
things as one part, but sometimes you probably shouldn't.
So I would usually agree, but in my experience, the only time that becomes an issue is when you start doing angles. So like this same design, I had a bunch of 3D printed Glock stands, and it's got that same style barrel thing, but it's at like at an angle, and I mean they worked for years, but after a while, some of them started breaking, especially when you take a pistol with a light and a dot and a mag well, and it's loaded and all that. It starts getting kind of ridiculous. But that is some of the stuff, and I'm working on a couple other things. I actually had some significant failures, and for you guys, actually, and we're going to wrap up now. But for you guys that have not seen this, take a look at this Shogun trigger, dude. This thing. I am not the guy that changes trigger shoes. I'm just not. This one, the trigger safety is on a pin. It's not on the little 4/10 screw or whatever it is. And the screw that screws it onto the trigger, you can crank that bad boy down and Loctite it, and it is super solid. It changes the geometry. It changes the way that it feels when it breaks. It changes the feel of the reset. Shogun Customs, brother, Shogun, your triggers and trigger shoes are incredible. I'm blown away. Love it. Great work. Absolute banger of a trigger, and it matches the burnt bronze Radian. So kudos to you.
Coming out at GOA Goals, we're going to have the coming out of the Definition Knives Shogun Glock.
Did you really just say that?
Yeah.
Dang, I didn't know that you were just going to tell everyone like that.
Well, I'm not showing it to them.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Drewski, I don't know if you saw. Goodness, all this stuff is falling. This is the Patriot Pack. Hopefully, this is what you meant. I think you meant Glock stands. These are Glock Vice blocks, but now you have very patriotic Glock.
You just need to make a socket for them, and then they're a Glock stand.
So that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take that. I don't have the STL, but I'm gonna do some stuff. I actually had a couple pistol stands fail. It was the print head was digging into anyway. So yeah, I'm gonna do that, and I'll throw in some other stuff. I think I already threw you the Mushu pork grip, but I do still have the blood red Mushu grip. Anyway, let's wrap up, guys. Look, remember, regardless of what we're dealing with, regardless of what administration is in, man, I don't know if I'm ever going to vote again. Oh, there's so much going on. The next show on Thursday, we're going to be talking about some like very serious, more serious than we usually get on the show, conversations about what to prepare for the coming month, because there may be a massive amount of layoffs that directly affect the transportation of goods and services in this country, like July 31. And we'll be talking about that too. It's actually some things to seriously consider. And then, of course, never be scared, always be prepared, and focus on water, food, shelter, security. You guys will be good. But anyway, we can wrap up. Regardless of who's in the office, it's important that we all remember that we are in the middle of a culture war. And man, just thinking back to like the Cold War, they had no idea. So many people had no idea how brutal of a war that they were fighting in. That was just silent, right? I mean, it was silent, no feedback, right? And like seeing all the crazy things that, like you talk about poisoning the data stream. Did you know before the Russians got their hands on the stealth paint and stuff they were using for the stealth bombers, that they were fed bad information for propellers for submarines, and like nearly 200 soldiers were killed because they took bad information and didn't do testing properly, and so crazy stuff like that, man. So silent wars.
Submarine propellers are like super top secret. Every country's submarine, if the sub's out of water on a dry dock, they hide the shape of the propeller.
Ooh, turns out the stealth paint is the Epstein client list. Oh, dude. So yeah, all of that. Would you say you were talking about that? There's one other thing I was going to say.
There's Obama trying to throw Trump in jail.
Yeah, that's
Who was born in America?
But that's the video so good. That's how I kind of feel like this culture war is, right? Like it's just a silent war of, but it just seems like there is immediate feedback, and it's us losing constantly. And I'm feeling like we need to throw some very peaceful civil disobedience their way to remind them of the numbers. Anyway, guys, I'm sorry. Because we're in a culture war, it's important that you take on the role of culture warrior. Okay, I'd encourage you guys to focus on yourself, on growing and developing, becoming the best version of yourself, to be a better father, a better brother, a better son, a better uncle, about whatever your personal situation is. And I'd encourage you guys to just constantly grow and develop. And the way that you measure that is by setting up specific metrics and expectations. And some of the rules I like to share with you guys at the end of every show are Rule number 1 is to be kind. It's so important that we're kind in everything that we do. That brief interaction that you have with somebody else could have a massive impact on their life. So be kind. Rule number 2 is to live a life of care, compassion, contribution, give to others. When you bless others, you become blessed, because the hand that's open to give is open to receive. And rule number 3, because we know the only way for us to defeat evil is with good men skilled in violence, make sure that you're becoming as highly skilled in violence as you possibly can be, and be safe, be dangerous, and keep that thing on you. And make sure that it is not a Sig 320. I'm just kidding. I don't give advice. And if you do take advice from me, you're stealing. Shout out to CRS. Make sure you go follow Flying Rich Firearms. Make sure you go shop at definitionknives.com, but only if you enjoy great cutlery at an excellent price and you have a large piece of man meat in between your thighs. Guys, I love y'all so much. Thank you for coming on, Rich. And yeah, I think that's it. Is there anything else? Is that it?
No, I'll keep my comments to myself until the show's over.
Great job. Love y'all. Bye-bye.
Who was born in America? Who went to P. Diddy freak-offs? Who hates white people the most? Who gives better head? Who has STD? Who drowned the chef? Who hates America? Who has a bigger penis?